So, what is this, Mike? What is this? What is this leaked audio? This Richard Spencer leaked audio.
All right. So
Milo put this up, by the way.
Milo last night,
World famous conservative homosexual Milo
released some audio, purportedly of Richard Spencer, probably like right around. I would have, if I had to guess, the audio is from the day of Charlottesville, after things didn't go well.
Now this is him with JF, correct?
Yeah, I guess it's just. I don't know why he added this clip to the beginning, but whatever.
Okay, well, I
it's
mean,
Milo's tape, and then we'll get into why I think.
All right, so we'll play the whole thing.
I think a new alt-right is emerging, and I think we saw it on full display, and it is going to be something very different than I had in mind, and it is not something I would ever want to be a part of. This vibe of kind of going back to religiosity, going back to kind of stuff that we've seen before, I don't find this as interesting. It's not really something that I would be, and just, if I were a total outsider to this, that I would be really excited to do, or be a part of. There's clearly going to be a push to create this kind of energetic movement. I won't have anything to do with that. I've pretty much made that absolutely clear. Is Nick the right person to kind of lead the Zoomers? I'm not sure the Zoomers are voting, but whatever. Maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see. But there will be the construction of some kind of neo-alt-right that is basically all of its truly radical ideas are absolutely removed, and it becomes a kind of own the libs, middle finger to the Democratic Party, reliably Republican, edgy Trump-wearing kid movement. And absolutely. I don't think that is a good thing. And I will remain a critic because I need to remain authentic to myself.
We're coming back here like a fucking 100 times. I am so mad. I am so fucking mad at these people. They don't do this to fucking me. We're gonna fucking ritualistically humiliate them. I am coming back here every fucking weekend if I have to. Like, this is never over. I win. They fucking lose.
What is he talking about?
This was after
the Heather
Heyer incident and the Charlottesville thing as a whole, when they were all pissed off. Because again, I mean, look, I don't want to argue Charlottesville again. I really don't, because it's just whatever at this point. But they were led to the slaughter by the cops there. They were led right into Antifa. They wanted the fucking fireworks. It just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that people that went to Charlottesville and, on the right are all absolved of everything they did wrong. Everyone did a lot of shit wrong that day, but they were. So I think this was probably right after, when everybody was still really heated and really fired up. But he sounds like a petulant child. He sounds like a drunk college kid who's got a rich dad and he's not being let into the nightclub, and he's just like, oh, I'll come back here every time. My daddy will buy this place. He's just a fucking petulant child in this clip.
That's how the world fucking works. Little fucking kikes. They get ruled by people like me. Little fucking octoroons. My ancestors.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Milo, if you're going to put the video, I like how Milo censors the words, but he doesn't like bleep out the words in the video itself. It's really weird tactic.
Fucking works. Little fucking kikes. They get ruled by people like me. Little fucking octoroons. My ancestors fucking enslaved those pieces of fucking shit. We're gonna win. I rule the fucking world.
He's a fucking. By the way, anybody who is doubting the whole, I don't think he abused his wife or whatever. Everybody's starting to have their doubts, because this is he's got a little temper, a little Dickie Spence of temper.
Ooh boy, he is. Look, I know I hate Milo.
This just confirms everything about Richard Spencer that anybody.
I hate Milo, by the way, but I will say this: him in private really contradicts the Richard Spencer he's trying to portray. Look, I'm a reasonable guy.
Yeah,
I believe this. I'm a reasonable dude, and I believe what we should be doing. This. He fucking turns into Dennis Reynolds when he's angry.
Oh no, I didn't even think of that, but you're right. He's dead. I am a golden god. He's doing the golden god speech.
It really is funny to see, and besides the K bombs and all that stuff that he drops, it also shows you what he thinks of himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That not like we or like as a movement. It's me.
Yeah.
All right, let's play the last little bit of audio.
I shall unleash my fury upon you like the crashing of 1,000 waves! Begone, vile man! Begone from me! A starter car! This car is a finisher car! A transporter of gods! The golden god! I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
That's pretty dead on. I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Pure narcissism. Yeah, absolutely.
It is. It's absolutely.
Now, but I want to get into this now because I want to
Sure.
get into the people saying word of the day is octoroons.
Yes, it
which
is.
I do like that. It's a good word.
Now, those are little cream-filled pastries, right?
I have two theories as to what's happening here. It's one or the other. And each one of my theories, these are just theories. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I want that on record.
I'm
This is
accusing everybody of
just
everything.
what my gut tells me. I think that Milo needs money. I don't know if it's just what I believe.
He needs money.
So I believe that Milo is doing this for one of two reasons. He's either blackmailing Richard Spencer right out in the open, which is, I'll play, because that, if he was, by the way, Milo, if you guys have ever been in an event with Milo or you've said anything crazy to Milo or you've done anything in Milo's presence, he has you on tape. I just want that to go on record. Milo is a guy who has been recording from day one. He's got everybody. He's probably got dirt on Bannon.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got dirt on everybody. So he's been a guy in the past who has already proven that he's willing to blackmail people publicly. He's done it. He's threatened people with emails and things he's had about them. So he probably has a much longer recording of this that I think probably gets even worse. And I think he probably has more recordings. I think that Milo has dirt on everybody, and I think he needs money. And I think that one of two things is happening. He's either blackmailing Richard Spencer right now, or he's already been paid. And he's already been paid by the likes of Will Chamberlain, and he's been paid by the likes
basketball
of
player?
Sebastian Gorka and all these other people, right? Because here's what's going to happen next. Mark my words. They're now going to tie Richard Spencer to Nick Fuentes, which is not very hard to do. It's not very hard to do at all. And I'd be willing to bet that a lot of these fucking neocons right now are looking for any way to take out old Nick the Knife.
Yeah, so you think that they're trying to tie this into what Nick's doing?
Either way, it gets Milo paid.
Right.
He either gets money from Spencer, or honestly, knowing the way Milo is, he gets money from both. He still gets to do what these people are putting him up to.
And I think, to add to what you're saying with Milo, I think Milo still thinks there's a redemption arc for him. I think he thinks if he goes against Richard Spencer and against the anti this and that he's immediately going to get another call from Dave Rubin to have him on again. Joe Rogan's going to call him on.
Yeah.
I think he believes in his head he could be back to where he was if he starts, because it's blackmail and it's also counter signaling.
And also, I just want to, because there's a couple people in the chat. Nick hates Richard. Spencer and Nick never got along. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Outside of your little Spurg universe, does anybody really know that? Does
Yeah,
any
well,
normie understand
right.
the nuanced differences between Nick Fuentes and Richard Spencer? If you guys think that they're not going to be able to tie these two together, you got another fucking thing coming. So I know because of all this coverage lately, there's a lot of Zoomers, a lot of Nick fans that are starting to check us out here and there, whatever. Don't be fucking fooled. Okay, they can smear anybody. Like, we literally are playing clips from Charlottesville. Remember Charlottesville? And you guys are still doing this. Yeah, but like this time they'll believe the truth. It's like, no, they won't. They'll tie Nick Fuentes to Richard Spencer easily. All it takes is one or two photographs of them in the same room, a couple clips where they were on stream together, and guess what? Nick Fuentes might as well have done this rant. By the time the fucking neocons are done, they've got a lot of money, they have a lot of bloggers, they've got a lot of people in that little blue checkmark sphere that all look out for each other and circle the wagons. If you think that they will be unable to tie Nick Fuentes to Richard Spencer and make this whole thing and fire it up again, you are fucking deluding yourselves. You're blind. I know they don't get along, but we're not normies. This isn't, you're privy to information that's never going to see the light of day. Nobody's going to care. No normie is going to care about the petty squabbles between Richard Spencer and Nick Fuentes. They look alike, they speak alike, they act alike. That's all people are going to see. So, yeah, I have a feeling that all these neocon people and Charlie Kirk and all these other ones right now are probably throwing a couple bucks Milo's way and just going like, hey, just keep popping it out in little doses. Keep giving us little doses. Keep giving us little doses. And then eventually we'll drop the whole thing. We'll tie Nick Fuentes to it. Bing, bang, boom. Get him kicked off the internet, and we can all ride off into the sunset. And if you think I'm wrong,
happens all the time.
God bless you.
It happens all the time. It's not a matter of Nick could be on every stream, and I do know Nick doesn't like Richard Spencer. I've heard him say it. It doesn't matter. That's why they once you're in this group, they're still trying to use the alt-right group or the ethno-state group or whatever group you want to be in. You are going to be guilty, at least in the public's eyes, you're going to be guilty of the sins of everybody else in that group. And that's what they're going to do. That's how they take people down. That's how they routinely take people down. Don't believe me? Didn't they fire that Ashley chick from Turning Point USA for being in the same room?
Well, that was a personal thing. We discussed that. And Ashley's a great girl. We all moved on.
I agree with you. I believe this is them trying to tie
Milo
it together.
gets paid. The Groypers get fucked. The Zoomers get fucked. Spencer somehow still will miraculously survive and still have a ton of money. Milo will survive and still have money. Everybody, the only ones that are going to lose in this situation are the good guys.
Yeah.
Although Transfiles has a good point. Bye-bye, Nick. They did it to Alsop. Yeah, and I didn't see a whole lot of you guys standing up for Alsop. So,
and I'm telling you, they're going to keep doing it. And I'm going to predict something else for you here. If you don't think that Gorka's going to get his channel back, he is. He'll get his channel back.
The radio station will contact.
They're going to contact them. They're going to fight.
Help us out here.
You're gonna have every single neocon retweeting this, going, "I can't believe you took him down. They're trying to censor the right." He'll have his channel back. And look, do I believe? And I think everybody is going to see. No one should be surprised. Do I believe that they are going to, at the very least, unverify Fuentes, but at the most ban him from Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to happen, and I don't think anybody should be shocked. I think it's going to happen, and he's not going to get his badge back. He's not going to get his account back. And Gorka will have his thing back, and he's going to have his channel back up, and he's going to come back as a martyr and say, "Look at that! They're trying to take me down." That's what's going to happen.
And JB in the chat has a good point. Nick was at Charlottesville. People keep seeming to forget this. He didn't have as high of a profile as some of these other guys.
At the time, yeah.
But I have a sinking suspicion, that whatever that audio is that Milo leaked features Nick Fuentes in it. And I'm not it's just, I don't know, because I don't know what's it. But I have a gut feeling that that's where this storyline is leading to. It's leading to, and if he's not in the audio, they're still going to do the whole, well, he was there with Spencer. You know what I mean? They were there together at Charlottesville. What other ties has he? He's been on a Baked Alaska stream before with Fuentes, and he's also been on these things. And they're not. Nobody gives a fuck about Richard Spencer. It's been so bad for Richard Spencer for so long that nobody's cared about him.
Right.
He's been a buffoon. People have been making fun of him. The only people that really have him on streams now is like JF and all these other people. Like, people are kind of like, Spencer is fuck off, dude. So why does suddenly everybody give a fuck about Richard Spencer again? Because that tape is from an event that he was at and Nick Fuentes was at as well. This is going to, I'm telling you, man, Milo's getting double paid on this shit.
Somebody goes, yeah, they walked past the same Starbucks once. That's all you need. You're right. That's all
you need, though.
All you need is a casual connection. That's all you need. And they're coming for him, man. They don't like this. And I know it's been beaten to the ground, but I really do like the term conservative ink. And it's not going to be, but it's what it is. It's a business, man. It's a business that is making too much money for it to survive, for it not to survive. They're going to keep making sure that conservative ink is around and that they run the colleges and so neocons get their ideas in, and then we get more trannies in and we get more this in, and you can't criticize that. Try to criticize Blair White online. You have fucking Ricky Gervais the other day retweeting and saying, keep fighting the good fight at Blair White. Like, this is the world we live in now, and it's...
I love your brave trans penis.
So, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I would just, I don't know, man. I would look out right now. Like, if I were Nick Fuentes, I'd be probably a little jumpy.
What can he do? What can he do?
I know, but I'm just saying, I'd be a little, they're coming for him, man. And it's.
I mean, fucking Owen Benjamin said that he was literally going to kill him, so.
Well, you don't start an uprising like this and have them not make an example of you.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Yep. But, again, I would say this. Jonathan, I'm not trying to be nihilistic. Keep showing up at these events. Keep asking questions, smart questions. Don't be a spurg. Call them out for the hypocrisy. That's all you can do for this to stop. What all these grifters did with these Dan Crenshaws and these Charlie Kirks and the Candace Owen types, what they did was they infiltrated a movement, and now they're running it. They're the ones telling you who's allowed to talk. These motherfuckers weren't around. None of these motherfuckers were around when Trump was running in 2016. None of them were. All of these people look at their track record. All of these people that infiltrated this, when they were like, Ted Cruz is the guy. Trump's an idiot. Trump's a moron. All of these people are. And now that Trump is the president, everybody does an about face because they got a couple of retweets from him, and it's good for business, and because it sells shirts and it sells tickets for your TPUSA things. That's what it is. What's happened is you made an entire career using identity politics, the same thing that you talk against. You've made an entire career of being victims, of being like, can you believe they won't let us talk on campus? Do you understand that in 2016, man, I remember me and Mike were sitting there fucking defending Ben Shapiro because Antifa was showing up and not letting him talk. And now these same people, we always talk about it, the people I hate the most, they close the door behind them. Now that it's been normalized to have these things at these colleges, now that they go out there, they don't let anybody question their ideals. No, they don't want them to be questioned. You're immediately an anti-Semite, or you're a bigot, or you're an ethno-nationalist. That's it.
They're pulling the ladder up.
That's what they do, and they do it all the time. Don't let any of these motherfuckers that didn't give a shit about you and still don't give a shit about you tell you what to do, what to say, what you're allowed to ask. Don't fucking let them. If it makes them feel uncomfortable, that's good. It really is like the Starship Troopers thing. It's afraid. The movement is afraid because it's not a bunch of guys. It's not a bunch of guys with red laces and suspenders showing up. It's a bunch of normal-looking guys that are like, "Hey, man, I want to ask a question." It's really hard to make it difficult for them to villainize you, and you should point out the hypocrisy at every turn. These Dave Rubin types, who's another one that's been tweeting about it, we have to not allow this. The Dave Rubin types and these intellectual dark web people, these marketplace of ideas, man. It's not a marketplace of ideas. It's you know what it is? It's a North Korean marketplace where you could only buy one cereal and one brand of water, because the moment you go, hey, can I have some Fruit Loops instead today? Get the fuck out of here. You don't want a marketplace of ideas. You want to sit there and you want to play victims and you want to make money off of it, and you want to hang up your little YouTube plaques on the wall behind you. That's all you want. That's all these motherfuckers want. They want notoriety, they want fame, and they think there's some sort of counter movement. You're not a counter movement. You're pieces of shit. And you know what the difference? You want to know what the difference between people that actually value speech and actually have principles is, and people like you? You motherfuckers will do anything to get Trump elected. Look, I'll be honest with you. I'm probably going to vote for Trump again. But I'm going to say this. If you don't think that I will burn it to the ground on principle, I will. I mean, I will burn it to the ground. If that means that everybody in Conservative Inc., if every fucking tranny and none of them, and Trump loses by one vote because Lady MAGA goes, fuck this, I'm not going to vote, to me it's worth it. To me it's worth it. Because it's that winning at what cost. to fucking pervert a movement, to change the movement from it is. The neocon movement today is what liberals were 10 years ago. Identical, if not a little more progressive than we're actually. Maybe even a little bit more progressive. We're going to staple green cards on diplomas. Go fuck yourself.
Well, that's why the one guy had that great question a while back. He's like, how do we stop conservatives from just being progressives that are 5 years behind the curve? Because it's pretty much what it's become.